Once upon a time in the heart of the Middle East, there were two peoples who shared a common ancestry but were divided by a long and complex history. The land they fought over, a small strip of territory on the eastern shore of the Mediterranean Sea, was called Palestine. For thousands of years this land was home to different peoples and empires, each leaving their mark on the land and its culture. In the late 19th century, a new movement called Zionism emerged among the Jewish people, who had been persecuted for centuries across Europe. The Zionists sought to create a homeland for the Jewish people, and many of them saw Palestine as the natural choice. They believed that the land had a special connection to their ancestors and that it was their right to reclaim it. As the Zionist movement grew, Jews from all over the world began to immigrate to Palestine. They bought land, built settlements, and established a new way of life. But the Palestinian Arabs who had lived there for generations saw the Jews as outsiders who were trying to take their land. The tensions between the Jews and the Palestinians escalated as more and more Jews arrived. In 1947, the United Nations proposed a solution to divide Palestine into two states, one for the Jews and one for the Palestinian Arabs. The Jews accepted the plan, but the Arabs rejected it, fearing that it would mean the end of their presence in Palestine. As the conflict intensified, the neighboring Arab countries declared war on the newly established State of Israel. The war ended with Israel in control of more land than the original partition plan had proposed, and around 700,000 Palestinians fled their homes, seeking refuge in neighboring countries. In the decades that followed, Israel continued to grow and thrive, while Palestinians lived in refugee camps, waiting to return to their homeland. The Palestinians fought back with guerrilla warfare, and Israel responded with military operations to protect its people. Throughout the years, there have been numerous attempts to negotiate a peaceful solution to the conflict, but each effort has been met with setbacks and breakdowns. Both sides have suffered tremendous pain and loss, and the wounds run deep. The dispute over land, identity, and the right to self-determination has shaped the lives of generations of Israelis and Palestinians, as well as the political landscape of the entire Middle East. In the 21st century, the conflict has taken on new dimensions. The rise of extremist groups in the region, such as Hamas and Hezbollah, has further complicated the situation. These groups have called for the destruction of Israel and have carried out attacks against Israeli civilians, prompting Israel to respond with force. At the same time, Israel has continued to expand its settlements in the West Bank and East Jerusalem, areas that the international community considers to be occupied Palestinian territory. This expansion has been widely criticized as a violation of international law and a major obstacle to peace. As the conflict drags on, the prospects for a lasting solution seem as distant as ever. Many people on both sides have grown cynical, doubting that peace is even possible. Yet there are still those who believe in the power of dialogue, compromise, and empathy to bridge the gap between the two sides. Organizations like the Israeli Peace Camp and the Palestinian Initiative for the Promotion of Global Dialogue and Democracy work tirelessly to promote understanding and cooperation between Israelis and Palestinians. They bring together people from all walks of life, politicians, activists, artists, and ordinary citizens, to share their stories, listen to one another, and seek creative solutions to the conflict. In the end, the story of Israel and Palestine is not just about land or politics. It is a story of two peoples with a shared history and a common destiny. The road to peace may be long and difficult, but as long as there are those who believe in the possibility of a better future, there is hope that the tragedy of the past can be overcome.
Please subscribe to my channel Lessons of Life and press the bell notification icon.